So this is Mr Melvin Andrews. He came in to us after we received a call to our welfare line from a lady whose granddaughter had actually replied to an online advert saying that Melvin might well be put to sleep if a new home couldn't be found for him. Obviously that tugged at the heartstrings and she didn't want that to happen, so she replied to the advert and subsequently Mr Melvin Andrews was dropped off in a trailer in the early hours of the morning into a terrace backyard of the grandmother, and he basically was just left amongst the flower beds in a very small yard area at the back of the house. So she woke up in the morning to find Melvin pretty much looking through the kitchen window, wondering why on earth he was there. Obviously there was no grazing for him. She was extremely concerned, having no horse knowledge herself whatsoever. So she did manage to get him a bucket of water and actually bought him some hay from the local small pet food shop, and then did the right thing and actually gave us a ring to ask advice and obviously ask for some help. We then felt that he needed checking out. I was a little way away from where he was, so I managed to get one of the local RSPCA inspectors to go and visit just to make sure health-wise there was nothing that urgently needed doing with him. Unfortunately, he was quite wormy, he was very licey, he was underweight. So we removed him from the backyard that evening and I went and collected him and brought him over to Penny Farm. He's actually done really well since arriving. He's obviously had all the usual checks that any pony would have that come into us. So he's been checked by the vet, he's been seen by the farrier, so he's now got nice neat feet, which he didn't have when he came in. And he's actually a really lovely little pony. He was a little colt when we found him, so he's a real typical example of the little coloured ponies that we're finding are getting abandoned up and down the country at the moment. To the people that are breeding them, they're not worth an awful lot. There's not really a great deal of monetary value to them. He got his name because the inspector that went to find him was Charlotte Melvin, and then my surname's Andrews. I think the message from this is if you are looking to rehome, particularly a rescue horse or pony, is to actually go to one of the charities where they will have been brought in from a situation which is often quite dire, and they'll have been fully checked over, you'll have their full history, they'll always be seen by a vet and a physio and the farrier, so you'll know a lot more about them. It's a much safer option than just trying to rescue a pony yourself, and there's so many that need homes in all of the charities, you know, such as World Horse Welfare, that we're always very happy to speak to anybody that's looking for a pony.